fast forward, you come out channel so aha GH Politics Avenue. Political source at training because making headlines in the game. Now it be a sumo when you need a humbrasium, Yankoyensimo, Yakoyensima, Nkrumah Fest 2025, Grand Debanon, Etimi Ekoso, na a Yeneba, Sabia Yaba, Nkrumah, Etimi Miki, a very incredible speaker. When you are named Yasem Kotuakra, Mr. Say, Bobo Rim, Yahe and Sempotia with me a kind, Ewo Debanasi.
To acknowledge Nana Chairman. Nana Chairman Omahene of Asikado, who, as many of you know, his uncle was a dear ally and friend of our dear father, Osagyefo Nkrumah. And he helped a lot in the independence struggle and beyond. So it is just that he's our chairman for this occasion. Honorable Minister of Tourism, Honorable Gomashi, our big sister, thank you for gracing the occasion and coming to be with us to celebrate Osagyefo. All the ministers who've made an effort to be here, the list is long, but we love all of you who made an effort to be here. All our deputy ministers who made an effort to be here, including our MP for Jomoro, my sister Dorcas, all former ministers and deputy ministers like our sister Catherine, former MP for Evalwa Juira, thank you for your support. Our kings and queens, Nananum, Awolai and Nananum, Nana of Nkrumah, Abu Swapeni of the Nkrumah family, in Nkrumah, in Hafasini, thank you for your support. All heads of institutions, MCEs, DCEs, thank you for being here. Now I'm reserving special thanks to my brother, Kofi Amabor, Minister of Lands and Mineral Resources, for insisting that I come here to be with you this year. Thank you, my brother. Thank you for bringing the Nkrumah family here. God willing, next year we will be more in number. And I want to assure you that the family, the Nkrumah Foundation, which we will launch next year, is very happy to work with you and everybody who wants to promote and champion the good ideas and the vision of our dear father, Nkrumah. And you know why it's important to commemorate him, his life? It's important to tell his story, to keep on telling it over and over again. Before I tell you why, I must confess that just like Professor Akenya before me, I too was so impressed by the Gonja performance that the sound of gunshots took me back many years ago to a not so good day, but not in a bad day, not in a bad way, I mean. So I want to tell you a very little story, something that happened on 24th of February 1966. By the time Osagyefo's family, our mother and the three of my siblings, the three of us, I mean, by the time we reached Cairo at the end of the day, we took refuge in Egypt. Our father had reached China, and when he knew we were settled, he wanted to call us. So he called us by phone. And he spoke to each and every one of us. And even though he had received a big blow, the illegal overthrow of his government had just taken place, he wanted to comfort us. He spoke to us one by one, our mother and the three of us, the children. And I remember what he told me. I will never forget it. When it was my turn, he said, Yaba, Yaba. He always called me Yaba. He never called me anything else. He said, Yaba, I do not want you to be afraid. Yaba, I want you to be strong. I don't want you to be afraid. And I took this to heart. I thought he had seen me crying the whole day because I was afraid of the guns. But no, he had a deeper message for us. What he was telling us, his family, his followers, his people, that we must not be afraid of telling his story. We must not be afraid of upholding his vision, because Kwame Nkrumah's story is Ghana's success story that must happen. And before I continue, I just want to thank the President Mahama, and the government of Ghana for reinstating, for restoring 21st of September rather, as Founders' Day. And I know Osagyefo's birthday, and I know that the time will come when the whole of Ghana is going to unite behind Kwame Nkrumah's vision for us. Yes, indeed. We are free to uphold his vision. Now, I was saying that it's important to tell his story because his story is Ghana's success story that must be. Ghana's success story that must be is all contained in his writings, in his policies, in his books, which we must all work together to make available to the younger generation everywhere in Africa and everywhere where Africans are, all over the world. Those books, those writings, those speeches contain the secret to our success. The industrialization plan we heard others talk about, producing everything we need right here in Ghana, using our technology, using our indigenous knowledge system, our African knowledge in medicine, in politics, even in everything we do, and working hard with other African countries, never alone, other African countries, to build our industries, to build our infrastructure. So Kwame Nkrumah's story is the story of a great Ghana. And I'm grateful to all of you here who've gathered to hear it again and again, and to support Nkrumah Fest, and to make sure that we never forget that this great leader came from humble beginnings, from a beautiful village that has the potential to change the whole of Africa. So may God bless you, and may our ancestors, may Almighty God and our ancestors direct you and continue to give you the strength to follow in his footsteps. Thank you very much. Mesdames, Oninia, Ase. Medabasi. How do we say Medabasi pale pale.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah, yo mo sumaniala. Yeah, mame. Sabia, Yaba,
Nkrumah. I'm ready to know. Yada niama ne betumrika kakra.
Yeba dumrika echi yeba ngandichi.
Na afei akasa foni na awia.
Adenda vomane anza adendala ne amwana awia.
Akasa foni na awia.
Yeba di agichi.
Won wa be kapwa momo bo mo montena se home.
Wa momo eba do ejeke dwandore.
Cultural group no so montena se mo home.
Ake nas
mo beba.
Agure divumane beda ko beli omle.
Ye fan sembo Asia, yeah, mame.
Yeva esenu bale biya ko ye ya ye mwana ya mame. Ye de be biala.
Honorable
Mamaga.
O say mamaga ne ya mame kese. Enti le duru hwa na mama me nded mu ayedu. Mamaga. Abla Jifa Gomashi. Minister for Tourism, Culture and Creative Arts.
Yedie ye mame kakala.
Nana Chairman, very, very distinguished Nananum. Nana Chairman, I want to appeal to you to permit me to stand on the existing protocols because indeed it's a long one. I am so happy and so sad at the same time. I'm happy because I have the opportunity today to join you to celebrate the journey to Akuffo in the year that His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama has returned as President of our Republic. I'm sad because as a people we have deviated from the journey on which this great man set us so we can call ourselves a great nation. Nana Chairman, it is an honor and a privilege to be here today, standing on this sacred ground where Osajifo Dr. Nkrumah first opened his eyes to the world. This is where he said the first words in his mother tongue. As we celebrate Nkrumah First 2025, christened Journey to Akuffo by the visionary presidents of our time, President John Dramani Mahama, the echoes of Dr. Nkrumah's history, courage, struggle, and vision are carried by our young people, artists, communities reverberate. Nana Chairman, all the people who have spoken before me have spoken such deep words of gratitude. It is good, but it is not enough. Nana Chairman, the thought of Osajifo reverberates the man who believed freedom must be followed by dignity, self-reliance, education, and unity. The architect of Ghana's independence in 1957, Dr. Nkrumah, led our nation, the first sub-Saharan African country, to break free from colonial bondage. He believed in Pan-Africanism, the notion that the liberation of Ghana should lead to the emancipation of other African nations. Where have we gone from that time today? How far have we come? Are we still positioning our country to lead? Are we still determined to take our destiny into our own hands as Ghanaians? I will leave each of us to ponder over these questions and answer them with a clear conscience and determination to reset our mindset and our love for Ghana. The list of
things that he did are a sign of deep love for states. They are a sign of deep love for nation. What are you and I positioning ourselves to do for this country? Osagyefo saw the need to invest in education because it is a foundational stone for the survival and development of the continent. And for poor people like I, or like me, the manifestation of this noble idea was the establishment of many educational institutions, including Nkrumah University of Science and Technology in Kumasi, the University of Ghana, where shall I pause now to celebrate him for setting up the Institute of African Studies, my alma mater, and the School of Performing Arts, where I cut my teeth. He believed not only in academia, he believed in the power of our culture. He never turned his back on his culture. He celebrated it and set up an institution that encouraged us to study who we are and to promote the African personality. You all know the story of UCC and how it gave us our first female vice president of the Republic of Ghana, Professor Jane Nopokwa-Jiman, who served at university as vice chancellor. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, as we walk once more upon the sacred ground and make the pilgrimage to Akuffo, we recall history, touching the life, the living spirit of Dr. Nkrumah, and hopefully that we immerse in his vision of dignity, identity, and passion for a truly united Africa. In this very humble birthplace of the man of the millennium, the cradle where the seed of greatness was born, we must reconnect with our roots and his dreams. We must gather here often in songs and dance, stories and speeches, and feel the drum. The drum speak with ancestral memory, carrying us beyond the moment into the soul of a people bound together by history, sacrifice, and the unbroken call of destiny. Ladies and gentlemen, today's Deba should serve as a bridge that reminds us of Dr. Nkrumah's belief that culture is a fertile soil from which a nation draws its strength, and that our songs, ritual, dance forms, folklore, languages are not ornaments, but the very heart of our identity as Ghanaians and as Africans. In honor of this great legacy, therefore, we at the Ministry of Tourism, Culture and Creative Arts and our agencies have taken deliberate steps to ensure that the preservation, promotion, and development of our culture and heritage are not an afterthought, but the bedrock of our national development. Sites like the birthplace of Dr. Nkrumah in Akuffo must not fade into history, but must be preserved, nurtured, and celebrated as living monuments that continue to inspire, educate, and unite us throughout the year. I'm happy to see the indigents of Nzemaland in high and low places all come together to claim the rightful place in the story of Ghana and our Osagyefo Dr. Nkrumah. I want to thank all the people who have supported Honorable Akuffo, my very beloved brother, in this journey. In the spirit of remembrance and celebration, we are grateful to His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama for his decision to reinstitute the Founders Day in honor of Dr. Nkrumah. This act of leadership restores our national consciousness and positions Osagyefo as a torchbearer of Ghana's independence as well as Africa's liberation, ensuring that generations to come will remember and celebrate his immense contribution to the emancipation of the African continent. In celebration of that, we will, in the month of October, as a Ministry of Tourism, Culture and Creative Arts, be celebrating the Afro Gastro Festival, inviting all Africans to share in our food culture, and our diplomatic community are invited They have assured us of participation, and I throw the invitation to all of you as well. Nana Chairman, Nananum, distinguished elders, ladies and gentlemen, the celebration of this Durbar should charge all Ghanaians with a sacred responsibility to keep alive the ideals of which Dr. Kwame Nkrumah lived and labored. The idea of education for every Ghanaian child to rise on the wings of knowledge. The idea of self-reliance for our destiny to be shaped by our own hands. Together, walking this journey. The idea of unity for Ghana and Africa is to stand tall, strong, shoulder to shoulder as one people. And I urge you to join in that struggle. Very, very distinguished ladies and gentlemen, this celebration must become a national one. It should not be left in the hands of the people of Nzima alone. It should not be left in the hands of my brother Akuffo, who has given everything he has to make this happen for the 5th time. This must be on the calendar of the Ministry of Tourism, Culture and Creative Arts.
We and some of the team called Channel Sumano as so Jim Award, as an so bad in the Dumbi, and Dominia, if some will near some